Hello everyone. My name is Ashish Sebastian, and in this session we are going to discuss about how to effectively manage your inventory through Zoho Inventory. But before we jump off to the topic at hand, let us discuss the agenda first. So to start off with, I'm going to talk about the W3 aspect of target integration, that is the who, what, and where. So and after that, we are going to discuss about our partners, whom through which when we provide solutions to various businesses, and then the topic at hand, that is the inventory management tool of Zoho Inventory. We're going to give you a brief introduction and the benefits of having Zoho Inventory, and then a detailed product demonstration of Zoho Inventory. So to start off with, who are we? So if I can sum it up, target integration are a group of individuals and professionals who work to provide solutions in cloud and software terms. And we do that by analyzing the problems at hand. And our main goal is to provide solutions and services every time, which is a perfect mix of quality and value. This is to enable every business so that they are able to leverage the full power of the business insights. Our main mission, which we have continued with since our inception in 2008. To talk about our physical presence, we've got our headquarters in Ireland, and we've got branches in United Kingdom, India, and US. In India, we've got main office in Delhi and branches in Mumbai and Bangalore. And to talk about our development center, we got a development center in Greece. So that covers about who and where. And if I talk about what do we do specifically, our work focuses on providing solutions on the SaaS-based platforms that can be termed into CRM and ERP. If I talk about CRM, we focus on the customer management, sales management, and customer care. And in ERP, we focus on the complete business process automation, the custom software development, and if it's in the cloud space, we focus on the cloud infrastructure and the cloud SaaS, as well as the custom web or mobile app development. So we always provide solutions in all these spheres, but that is enabled through our various partners whom we are partnered with. To top it off, in CRM we are a premium partner of Zoho. We are partnered with Salesforce as well as vTiger, and we have also partnered with Zendesk. In ERP, if I talk about, we have partnered with Odoo. We are a silver partner of Odoo. We have partnered with SAP and Microsoft Dynamics 365. We have also partnered with various other solutions providers such as Repsly, SagePay, and Pipedrive to talk about a few. Now, coming to the topic at hand, uh, Zoho Inventory, and basically any inventory management tool is a tool through which you can efficiently manage the operations of your business, starting from the sales and the purchase, and how it's affected, and the stock getting affected in various warehouses that you're maintaining. So in Zoho Inventory, you are able to efficiently manage your inventory and stock management. And since Zoho Inventory supports multiple warehouse management and transfer between warehouses, as well as all the options wherein in aspect of warehouse management that has been taken care of in Zoho Inventory. Also, because it is a SaaS-based application, Zoho Inventory has the options of various and valuable automations both in the ERP, no, in the emails as well as the field update areas, and we've got valuable integrations with barcode machinery as well as the logistic partners with various uh, supply chain partners, that is that shipping agencies, so that whenever the sales order is fulfilled via packaging and shipping it, then it's can get tracked real time if we have integrated with such shipping agencies. And then we've got efficient customer and vendor management, as well as a powerful reporting tool, an analytics tool, which helps you analyze all these aspects of it. So, to give you a more detailed overview, let me take you through the software. So once I click open the software, the first thing that I see is the dashboard, and the dashboard consists of the widgets as well as the report and the analytics of which gives you the live feed of the activities that happen in your operations. So you get your sales activity here, your product details, the product which are on low stock items, as well as all items, you can directly visit that item and let you know the status based on that. And also that dashboard gives you the top selling items, the purchase order items, the sales order summary. So it's basically a summary or table which you get on basis on the live feed, the exact status of where you are in terms of your inventory. Now, if I talk about the brief of an inventory or the gist of an inventory, it's basically the items. So if I click on the item section here, I can see that there are three variants here. The first one and the elemental item, if I talk about, is nothing but if you can, there are two ways wherein you can create an item. The first is to import an item. So as what we suggest is to first export the item so that you will have the template basis on which you can fill out the details on SKUs and the taxable details and then import it accordingly so that the item master gets accordingly imported while you set up your inventory management tool. The second way is to generally manually add the item via click on the plus new option here, and there you have an option to either classify the item based on a good or a service. Here you put in the name, the SKU, the unit with which the item is getting measured by, if it's a box or a kg or a feet or a gram. So you get your unit configuration here. Um, you can also put in the HSN code, and basis on that, you can even search for the HSN code. If it's not, if you have got any problem in searching about the HSN code, you can just click on this particular thing and then type in the code. For example, if it's a nut or bolt, then you will able to find out the proper HSN code and then embed it accordingly while creating the item. Then you put in a taxable preference, that is whether this particular item that you're embedding in the tool is whether it is taxable or non-taxable. Then you put in the other details as well as the sales and purchase information. Then you put in the warehouse information basis on the warehouse that you have already enabled. What is the stock, opening stock value as well as the opening stock available in that particular sense. Once you click in save of a particular item, you can go ahead and open the item to know about the complete transactions. In this case, the transactions will be viewed under this section, wherein you will be able to filter out and select basis on what kind of transactions have been consisted of, and you will be able to view that accordingly. The overview section gives you the complete overview basis on what the general details as well as the taxable details that you have put in the of the particular item. Here you can see that you can also drag and drop the images for that particular item for the reference, as well as other details for this sense. Now, as you can see, there are the maintenance is based on two stock variants, the accounting stock and the physical stock. Later on, I will explain you basis on the purchase and the receives and as well as the shipments. The physical stock is getting reflected, and the accounting stock gets reflected based on the invoices and the bills. Now, any adjustments that happen with respect to this particular item will also be kind of filtered under this adjustment section, and the history will show you the complete history from when that item was created, any updates that has been done on the item side. When you click on this more option, you will be able to say that you're able to clone this item or mark this particular item as inactive if you don't want this item to function for some time, or else delete or add to a group. You can also go ahead and adjust stock if the item is there has been certain conditions or there has been certain case scenarios when you need to adjust the stock, then you can go ahead and do that. You can also go ahead to edit the particular item in this edit section that is shown here. Once the elemental item is there, then I will come to the item groups. In item groups, if I can best classify, let me take a business case scenario. For example, if it's a garment vendor, and the garment vendor is particularly maintaining or procuring shirts from various vendors, and those shirts have come in different criteria and category based on color as well as sizes. So you can create a serialized item and group them under one group, and you can have that uh, factors also made in and used as a option to formalize the SKU, so that that can be done, and those factors taken into account can be considered under the item group section. Once you create an item group, it is pretty much simple, and it in turn creates individual. It is used to create individual items based on the attributes that we get on a group if we have to make any case in such. And coming to the composite items, it is basically taking case in scenario if it's kind of an assembly or a repackaging and value adding item, on a whole new level is created. Taking in case an example, for example, if it's a general store wherein from the shirts and pants, the garments that we get, we repackage it and then send it as one particular whole set or a bundle. Then you can create that bundle under the composite items section, wherein the individual items will get clubbed together, and then a new item will be made based on that clubbing. So this section is used in that case scenario. And then the comes what is the price list. And the price list gives you the basically the markup and markdown basis on the discounts if you have, and you want to set off against any particular customer or any regular customer for that matter. Then you can maintain your price list under this section and then create new one also under the new price list option here. Inventory adjustments is generally meant for in case of any emergency situations or any uncertain situation that happen. For example, if any damaged goods has been done due to fire or any other circumstances in the warehouses, then you can automatically adjust your inventory basis on the items that has been lost or damaged. And the transfer orders is meant for maintaining transfers between various warehouses, and hence you can maintain transfer orders in this manner. So coming into the customer section, as I said in the item list also, the customer list can also be imported, but the suggestion would be first to export and use the template, and then the import it back so that all the necessary fields and uh, sections are properly filled and the importing is successfully done without any errors happening. So other way to add on a customer is to just click on the news section here, wherein just like item, the customer also is divided, whether the customer is a business or is it individual. If it's a business, then the primary contact details will be filled under this section, and the other contact persons can also be filled under the contact person section here. And the other things that want to know in the company name, the company display name, the company email, the customer email, the customer phone number. Other details include the GST treatment as well as the tax preference and the credit limit which the customer is allowed to have. And other than that, once you fill every detail and then open the customer, then this whole section will be viewed, which has the whole timeline basis on the transactions that has been happening with the customer, all the sales orders that has been generated, and what is the particular status on that particular sales order. If any outstanding receivables are maintained under this customer, then it will show under this section. And on the comment section, you can even add some internal comments for this particular customer, which will be used for your team. As well as on the sales section, you will be able to view all the transactions, invoices, and the customer payments made under this section. And you will be able to view the statement also about the customer, where he is currently and what is the current status of this particular customer with respect to you at that point of time. Then from the more section, you will directly be able to email customer or link it to a particular vendor or merge. Sometimes if the customer have been duplicated, then you can also merge customers and clone it for adding any other details or any other particular customer in that matter. So now let's go ahead and do the sales order section. The sales order section, as you can see, when you click on the sales order section, you're able to view the complete details of sales order, starting from the date, the sales order number, the reference number, the customer name, and the status, whether the sales order has been invoiced, paid, packed, or shipped. Now, for taking case an example, if the payment is partially done, then automatically, as you can see here, the whole circle will be partially filled, and you'll be able to know by looking whether this particular sales order has been used and it's been partially paid or fully paid in that aspect. The invoice has been partially been billed or the customer is partially paid it or not. So accordingly you will be able to view the whole scenario of this particular customer. Now once you let's just suppose to say you create any particular sales order, it the whole new sales order option, it will be just like a form, and you will be able to select the particular customer here. If there are any unpaid invoices, you will be able to view the unpaid invoices, the unpaid invoices section. And if there are any billing address or shipping address, then it will automatically be populated under here. If it is not done, then you can automatically add also in this section. Once it is done, then you will be able to select the place of supply, the branch, the sales order number is basically the serialization, and you can also use your own serial numbers in this case. And then select the expected shipment date, the payment terms if there are any, and then select the item in this case. Let's just say the item is a bolt, okay, and then save as draft, or let's just take any other item for the matter. Let's just take this one and just save it as draft. So once the sales order is created, then you have to mark it as confirmed. When it is marked and confirmed, then it's just sent. Then the other things is that once you can, what you can do is to have to create a shipment or a package for that particular matter. So once there, you have the option to integrate it with the, you know, barcode scanner, and if the barcode scanner is integrated, then you will be able to select and scan the items while toggle while putting this toggle on. And then if it's not there, then you can just manually track it also. Once the shipment is date done, then you can have the option to ship manually, mark the shipment manually, or ship it via carrier if you have that carrier integration done. When you select on carrier option, you will be able to see all the possible integrations that are there. You have ups, DHL, Yodel, RMX, all these are the shipment channels. When you have integrated, you can directly go into the carrier section and then check the status of the shipment. Since it's not, then you can go ahead and ship manually also. Once you've done the shipping manually, you just have to select the carrier that you created manually and add notes if there are any, and save it accordingly. And then mark it as delivered once you receive the confirmation from the customer side. Once the whole shipment is done, then you can go ahead and then create invoice for this particular sales order. Once you create an invoice, all these details are pre-populated, and you just have to go ahead and save as a draft. If the credit limit is already exceeded, you will receive a notification, but you can just go ahead, mark it as sent, and then also record offline payments in this case. So once the whole process is done, just click refresh. You'll be able to see that the whole status bar is also filled right from invoice to the shipping status. This particular information will give you by just going to this cursor option, you will be able to check whether this particular item has been required any back order also, or whether it was force fulfilled or any drop shipment that had happened. So all these things can also be maintained in Zoho Inventory. We'll be able to track the packages under the packages section, which packages were packed but not shipped, and which is shipped but not delivered. And the delivery challans can also be made with respect to the and converted to invoice also in this case. The invoices when you see is all auto generated, and if any invoices has been overdue by 2 days or any overdue by 26 days, it will automatically show under this section whether it's not paid. And the payments received section will also come under this section, where you will be able to view all the payment status and how the payment was made, whether the payment was made via cash or bank transfer. You will also be able to mark the sales return, as well as whether the sales return has been approved and received. And once the sales return is received, you can also go ahead and create credit notes for the particular customer, which either can be gone and you know uh, refunded, or then or else used in an invoice next time the invoice is generated against the customer. So that marks the completion of the customer section. Similarly, you've got the vendors section here, and the vendor section gives you the complete list of the vendors that are there with you. You can go ahead and import vendors the similar way you have import the items and the customers, or you can click on the new aspect here and then drop in the details of the vendors there. Similarly, you got the purchase orders directly generated, and the structure is pretty much similar that to a sales order. You can go ahead and check whether any purchase order was made out of a back order. If it's out of a back order, then you'll be able to see the associated sales order also under the section. And simple vendor orders or purchase orders can also be seen under this section. Then you got the bills, which is also status wise classified, and the payments made section. Later on, you got the e-way bills, and you can also create and generate e-way bills. You have to just during the setup part, you have to integrate your e-way bill section with the e-way bill portal, and there is also steps involved in that. And then you got the integration section, which if used, as I already told earlier, you can integrate with which various shipping channels to appropriately integrate and use this option. Then going back, you got the reports, which, as I said, is a very useful part of the Zoho inventory. You will be able to view all the reports based on the sales, based on the inventory. And if you want to say the sales based on item, you can also always view that. You can also put in filters on this particular report based and customize this based on any groups or warehouses and the time accordingly. And based on these reports that you get, you'll be able to manage your inventory effectively. The document section is also used to have any documents, attach any documents with this particular case. And later on in all, the whole inventory can be managed in this aspect. Now, if you have any questions, you can obviously, of course, reach out to us at our website, that is www.targetintegration.com, or reach us to our email address, that is info@targetintegration.com. I hope you had a useful session. Thank you and have a nice day.